Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team, 104.5theteam.com. Naira, handicapper and analyst. He's the best Naira's got, baby. No pressure. Andy Serling with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. Andy, we haven't talked to you since the Triple Crown, man. What were your emotions like watching American Pharoah cross the finish line and since that moment as well?
You know, outside of the horse, obviously, and the achievement, I was sort of overwhelmed, I think, like a lot of people were, by the reaction in a very positive way. I mean, people were really, it was almost euphoria here, which is pretty cool. I mean, we don't get that in horse racing a lot. You know, we've had some pretty exciting moments, like Rachel Alexander winning at Saratoga a few years ago, but this was an amazing moment, and, the horse sort of parading down in front of the stands after the race, and it was pandemonium. So it was a very positive vibe going on at the racetrack, something that was very exciting, I think, for a lot of us that love the game so much. And listen, 37 years, a long, long time, and this horse did something that a lot of very good horses have failed to do, and I think that should never be lost.
Is it kind of a relief with everybody going, well, it's been 37 years, we should change it and make it easier? Is it a relief to see it happen so that conversation stops?
Absolutely. For me, that was like one of the best things about it in a funny way. I mean, forgetting about the achievement of the horse himself, but the idea that for at least for a year or so, we don't have to hear the Triple Crown is too difficult to win. And also because the response was so enormous and genuine that I think a lot of people who have been saying we should change it have to take a step back and say, geez, maybe it really was the right thing, and just if we change it, we won't get the same kind of reaction in the future.
Naira's Andy Serling with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team every Thursday at 3:45 through the Saratoga season. And Andy, we just want to know one thing. What are the chances that American Pharoah will be at Saratoga this summer, baby?
Oh, there has to be a legitimate chance. I mean, I know that I think Chuck Schumer sent a thing out inviting American Pharoah, and the Saratoga Chamber of Commerce, I heard, invited him. I don't know if necessarily those are going to be the swaying votes to get him to come, though it's always nice to be wanted. We'll see. It's an odd situation. I think it would make a lot of historical sense to run there, and he certainly can run 4 weeks after the Haskell run in Saratoga, but it's going to be an owner's call. They probably won't run the P Classic because it's 3 weeks after the Haskell. So I think there's a real chance he'll run in Saratoga, but it's really a wait-and-see approach. I won't be shocked if he does. I won't be shocked if he doesn't. I certainly hope he does.
Andy, racing just stops, right? Right after the Belmont. Nothing happens ever, right?
Yeah, there's the Derby, the Preakness, the Belmont, and then a couple days at Saratoga, and that's it. That's all we do. It's a great job if you can get into it. We race 5 days a year. Now, we got lots of stuff going on here, and I know, we have a big day coming up on 4th of July where we started this new Stars and Stripes Festival, and there's 6 big stake races. There's 2 giant turf races at over $1 million each, one for fillies, one for colts. We got a good European presence in our first year last year, expect to get one this year, but believe it or not, there's actually, which is somewhat rare in this country, some very exciting turf horses around, and they'll be meeting on Stars and Stripe days. There's a horse out west called Bolo who ran the Derby that he's expected to come along with the horse Divisadero and Takeover Target. They're New York-based. Well, Takeover Target's New York-based. Divisadero's won at Churchill and at Belmont, and that's shaping up as a very, very exciting day. Tonalist, who won the Belmont last year, he's expected to run the Suburban, so that's a big day, and there's a whole lot of good stuff going on here every weekend, including this weekend.
Okay, so at the Belmont, the biggest thing is always that late pick 4, right? That's where you can really cash in.
Well, that's, we have a guaranteed pick 4 every Saturday, and we focus on that, and we've got a stake race, actually a really good stake race this weekend, a filly named La Verdad, who's kind of a very fast horse, and also a horse named Dame Dorothy, who's owned by Bobby Flay, who won a stake race on Derby Day. They'll be running together, and I like Dame Dorothy a lot in that race to beat La Verdad, and she won't be favored, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm interested in a horse named Spider Roll in the 7th race, so if you want a long shot to get a bankroll together for Saratoga, maybe that horse can help you win. And the last race, Aussie Prayer, will be very hard to beat.
See, I love it. What I do, Andy, is I go to @Andy Serling on Twitter, and I just plagiarize all your stuff. And my friends think in the bar when we're wagering on ponies, I know what I'm talking about.
Occasionally it seems like I actually know what I'm talking about. So if you hit them at the right moment, you might actually be right. You might actually know what you're talking about, but it's rare.
Naira's Andy Serling with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. @Andy Serling on Twitter, as Levack pointed out. And Andy, as far as Saratoga goes, getting ready for the meet, passes are already available for that for the summer, right?
Yeah, people can go to Stewart's. We started that last year, and it was obviously we had an overwhelming response, and we sold thousands of passes. And it's a great deal. It's $35 to the grandstand. It's $55 to the clubhouse. If you're coming even a handful of days, you're breaking even on the whole thing. And if you're coming every day, which you should be coming every day, it's obviously a great deal. And you go to Stewart's, and you can get them. It's very easy to make it happen and pick them up. So I hope people are taking advantage of that. They started selling them a couple weeks ago. We'll be selling them. I'm not sure if we'll sell them right until the meet starts. I'm not exactly sure on that, but people should do it and do it now.
Well, with Father's Day coming up, perfect present for Dad.
What could be a better way to honor your father than to give him a pass to Saratoga? And, we always have a big day here on Father's Day as well. It sort of shows that, the fathers, they come out on Father's Day. It's pretty good. It's a good day for us in racing.
Quality. He's our boy Andy Serling of NYRA. Follow him on Twitter at Andy Serling. Pumped about the Saratoga season just around the corner. Andy, let's do it again next Thursday at 3:45, baby.
My pleasure. Talk to you next week.